sideways, but we can hear. Okie dokie. Thank you, Amanda. I'll do something about that right now. Morning, you're sideways. Got my sidekick. Vix, good morning. Nice to see you. And good morning if you are watching in the other group. So I'm dual screening here on two screens. Hopefully I'm now the right way up in one, and hopefully you guys who are watching me in another Facebook group, the Midlife Makeover Secret group, hopefully you can see me too. Okay, so as I've said, nerves jangling, tummy churning, not because of the workout, although you might be feeling that, but because of the fact that I'm streaming into two different screens with remote mics and all sorts of things. So this is a workout that I teach on a very regular basis for women probably over 45. And if you are a complete gym bunny, and you are really used to doing workouts, this workout will be perfect for you. But if you're completely new to it, I promise you'll get something from this as well. As I said before, if you're sitting in bed and you're thinking, I'll just watch, great, watch, have a cup of tea, but have a notebook, have a pen, and write down some things that you think, oh, I didn't know that, because then you'll remember them and hopefully it'll motivate you to get started. So my particular speciality is both the running and power walking, as some of you know, and this strength training that we're all being encouraged to do. So while you're standing there, hopefully you're ready to work out. I just want you to swing your arms any old how that it feels comfortable. Those of you who do my workouts on a regular basis know that we always start with a bit of arm swinging, whatever feels comfortable, and do a little bit of twisting and rotating. My husband's looking at me and he's asking, I can see, is it okay for me to go? Is the tech working? Yes, Mr. P, thank you. I think the tech is working. No doubt you'll tell me if it's not. So we're just doing some arm swinging and we're rotating our arms around side to side. Okay, so what I'm going to do with you this morning, just step to side now and take your arms up over your head. What I'm going to do with you this morning for this next 27 minutes or something like that is take you through a strength workout that, as I say, is suitable for everybody. We are going to do a little bit of a warm-up. We're just warming up here too. We're going to do a little bit of a warm-up and then we'll go straight into it. Now take your arms up to the top of a smile, come down and up to the other side of a smile. So we're just doing a little bit of bending and stretching. Now I know some of you have got dodgy knees, so your bend might not be as deep as somebody else's. You just do whatever feels right for you. Okay, sometimes it looks like I'm teaching dance moves. Do what feels comfortable. I love a bit of dancey stuff, but not everybody does. A lot of the people that I teach are going right when I'm going left, or left when I'm going right, and that's absolutely fine. Okay, one more of these. Okay, and then what I'm going to get you to do now is imagine that you're pushing the flat of your hand through custard powder, something that's thick. You know when you put corn flour in water and it's thick, although it's water or liquid, it's quite stiff. So I want you to take the flat of your hand and push it through that stiff liquid, because it would be very easy for us just to push our hand across, but then you don't get that same sort of fascial response, which is what we are trying to do. So you're pushing your hand, the flat of your hand, across the front of your body. Now I want you to do the same thing diagonally above your opposite shoulder. So again, the flat of your hand, try doing it with the pointed fingers. It's not wrong, it's just different, isn't it? So the flat of your hand, and then it goes all down your arm and all down inside your body. Because believe it or not, your right ankle is linked, now you're going to do it overhead, is linked to your left shoulder. So sometimes people say to me, oh, my right shoulder's really sore when I go out walking. How's your left ankle? And we've got these patterns across our body where your right and left relate, this cross-body patterning. Okay, and then we're just going to turn sideways. We're just going to finish off by doing some arm swinging forwards and backwards, bending your knees a little bit. Okay, how many things have I got? I think I've got 7 movements that we're going to do for you. Because I'm doing it like this, we're only going to go through the movements once and then on to something else. But it's quite busy, this little workout. It's quite a busy one, because you know what? when we work our brains, when we work out too, not only do you finish with your legs and your glutes and your arms and your abs having worked out, but your cognitive function, your brain is stimulated too. And one of the best ways to keep ourselves younger is to learn either a new language or a new dance. Well, in effect, I guess this is like a new dance, isn't it? So we're building up new neural pathways to learn a new dance. Now, I've grabbed a couple of really light weights. You may have tin cans, you may have water bottles, you may not have anything. You're going to grab whatever feels right for you. Now, we will start when I say start. So if you start and I haven't started, then you'll do extra. Okay? So don't actually start. You're going to take your weights in front of your body like that. You're going to take them out to the side and then up and overhead with an optional tap at the top. Bring them down and back round to the front again. That's the movement we're going to do. These weights are 2 kilograms. If you've had shoulder issues recently, and I know a lot of us have problems with our shoulders, with our rotator cuffs, frozen shoulder, you may want to go to lighter ones or even no weights and do it for the range of movement, which is absolutely fine. Okay, so here's the deal for this workout. You're going to do 20 seconds or 30 seconds or 40 seconds. So if you finish at 20 seconds, and I'll tell you when that is, instead of carrying on or doing nothing, all you're going to do is just wave your arms like that. So you're going to have an active rest, all right? So the exercise for 20, 30 or 40, and when you decide to finish, an active rest. So instead of doing nothing, you're doing something. Okay, let's go with the first one. So I'll tell you when 20 seconds is up, and you can stop, and then I'll tell you when 30 is up and 40 is up. 3, 2, 1. So we come out, up and overhead, down and in. Out, overhead, down and in. And the interesting thing about this movement is if you can get to the end of 40 seconds and you haven't really got any arm niggles at all, then your weights are too light. There's 20. Okay, pop your weights down and do that little arm wave if you want to. And now we're just coming up for 30. Pop your weights down if you want to and do that arm wave. And now we are just coming up for 40. So we're all going to put our arms down and just come into an active rest like that. Good. So that is our first exercise. The next exercise we're going to do is a glute firing one. A lot of us spend a lot of the day sitting and our glutes are not firing, which leads to back pain, knee pain, all sorts of other pain. So what we want to do is fire those glutes. Excuse me if I turn around the wrong way. You can see here I'm standing on my one leg, my left leg, and I'm going to take my right leg to 20 past on a clock face, half past, my weight's there, on a clock face, and then 22. So what you're going to be doing is standing on one leg, okay, and going 20 past, half past, 22. Then the other leg, 20, half past, 1, like that. The standing leg, slightly soft, not straight, but not really right down into a bend. 20 seconds, 30 seconds, or 40 seconds. And then when you finish, you're just going to go into a high knee march, okay? So if you're resting before everybody else, then it's a high knee march. So it's tough, tougher, or toughest, isn't it? Okay, I'm starting on my left leg with my right leg out the back. 3, just watch the clock, 2, 1. 20 past, half past, 22. Swap legs. 20, half past, 22. Keep going. 3 different positions. Now, at the moment, I haven't really talked to you about when to breathe because you're breathing. There's 20 seconds, so go to high knee marching if you want to. If you're all right, keep going. On some of the exercises, it's really important that we get the breath. There's 30 seconds. Stop and rest if you want to. 20 past, half past, 22. And there's 40 seconds, okay? And we're all just going to walk high knee marching for 10 seconds. And rest. Okay, done some arms, done some glutes, Now we're doing some abs. Okay. Those of you with shoulder injuries, have a lightweight tin can, excuse me, or even no weight, all right? Don't go heavy here. We're going to do what I call a car seat belt exercise. You can see I've got one weight on each side of my body, and it's roughly at ear level. Okay, we're roughly at ear level, and I'm going to take the car seat belt and clip it into my hip on the other side of my body, and then the other side, clip it into my hip. Now, I know when my shoulders were bad that I found that movement really difficult, particularly if I had a weight. So range of movement with no weight if you're recovering from bad shoulders, okay? So weights are level with our ears still, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, or 40 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So across and up. Now, we breathe on the effort. And the effort is taking your weight down and bringing it back up. We breathe out on the effort. Out on the effort. I didn't tell you what to do in the rest, did I? Okay, there's 20 seconds. On the rest, just do simple bicep curls. Across and across. There you go. There's 30 seconds. Can we carry on? Can feel this between my shoulder blades at the back. This one is quite a challenge if you've got heavyish weights. There we go. There's 40 seconds. Okay, so our rest is just simple bicep curls. Okay, so now we're going on to combining two areas of your body at the same time. So what we've done here is isolate your glutes, we've isolated your arms, we've isolated your abs. Actually, you've got a bit of arm stuff there too, didn't you? This next exercise works in two different areas. So for this, I'm going to take a heavier weight. You might wish to have two weights together. Part of your risk assessment, if you've got hand cream on your weights going above your head, wipe your hands on your trousers so you don't drop them on your toes. Okay, what way? So you can have two weights together here. And what we're going to do is a goblet squat and two halos. So a goblet squat, I've got my toes slightly turned out, and I'm going to come down into a bend like this with my upper body nice and upright, so we don't look at the floor. The way I always explain it when I'm teaching is your nipples need to be forwards. And if your nipples are down to the floor, you need a new bra. Okay, so we come down into this goblet squat, and then we halo once and halo twice. So a halo is when you take the weight around your head in one direction and around your head in the other direction. Okay, so that's our movement, 20, 30, and 40. If your knees are dodgy, do a little bend. Don't go down as far as you want to go, or you can't go anymore. Just do what works for you. Deep breath in, breathe out. Down we go, and up. Halo round, down, and up. Halo, and halo. So we're trying to get your knees to go out to the side, not roll in. Round and round. Down. So this, you can feel this is a bigger movement. Your heart rate goes up a little bit quicker. We're just coming up to 20 seconds. Okay, so if you've done 20 seconds, march on the spot with your weight. If you're happy to continue, down, halo, and halo. Down. 30 seconds, march on the spot if you want to. And last one, down, halo, and halo. Well done. Okay, the next combination exercise, you don't need a weight for. We're going to come down onto the floor. Okay, so we're going to do something called fire hydrants with a bear. Now, I know, are we doing bear? Yes, we are. I know that not everybody is going to like the bear. When I teach, I always get the look when we do bears. Oh, really? Are we going to do this? So let me show you the exercises, and then I'll give you some adaptations. So I'm on all fours with my knees under my hips. This gives you time to get down onto the floor. And you're going to lift up your right leg as if you're cocking your leg up against a lamppost. Okay, that's why they're called fire hydrants. What we need to make sure is that this foot comes up too. It doesn't stay dangling down there. Okay, up and down like that. So we're going to do 2 fire hydrants. Then you tuck your toes under, and on an out breath, just lift your knees a tiny bit up off the floor, literally up and down. If that does not work for you, and I know for some people it doesn't work for them, they don't like it, you can do 1 Superman and 1 Superman. So Superman is when you take your right arm out and your left leg out, then you bring them in and you swap left arm, right arm. I thought I'd throw the bear in just for a little bit of excitement and to give us all something to groan at. So I'm going to keep doing it sideways so you can see me. 20 seconds, 30 seconds and 40 seconds. When you rest, just come into a rock forwards and backwards. It's quite good to put our weight through our hands for bone density stuff. Okay, are we ready? 20 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So up and the other side and 1 bear lift on an out breath. Lift, lift, and a bear. There's 10 seconds done. Well done. Up and lift and up. There's 20 seconds, so just come to a rock if you want to stop. If not, carry on. Lift and lift and come. Well done. Lift. There's 30 seconds. Stop now if you want to. Oh, that bear lift was a bit big, Sam. Lift. It should be just enough. And there we are. It should be just enough for you to pull a £50 note out from under your kneecaps. Come up too high and it's not as effective. There we go. There's our fire hydrant and our bees and our bears. What are we doing now? Okay, last one down on the floor. Back with some weights again. Okay, don't go too heavy on these weights if you're a newbie. It's not worth it. You'll end up hurting your back. So let me just show you the movement. I think my tummy's stopped churning a little bit now because the tech seems to be working. I'm calming down a bit. I don't know about you guys. So I've got my hands under my weights, or you might have no weights and just have your hands on the floor. I'm going to take you, bear with me, we're not being there long, into a full plank, and then you're just going to lower your knees. That then becomes a kneeling plank, okay? And from here, we're going to do an upright row on each hand. Those of you who are comfortable doing it, feel free to come into a full plank. Remember, we've got the 20, 30 and 40 seconds, but this is quite a strong exercise. And when you've finished doing that exercise, again, come into the forwards and backwards resting phase that you did for the last one. 20, 30 or 40. This is quite strong. If you're doing it without weights, okay, then you can just lift up your hands. You'll definitely notice this in your abs. Okay, are we ready? Come into a full plank and just drop your knees. So there's our kneeling plank. Deep breath in and 20 seconds has started. We're breathing out, out, out. There you are, 20 seconds. Rock forwards and backwards if you want to. 30 seconds, keep on going. If you're in the full plank and everything's wobbling, it's because your muscles are, there's 30 seconds rest, because your muscles are recruiting. Here we go for the last 5 seconds. If everything's wobbling, it's because you're working really hard. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, everybody come to a nice forwards and backwards movement. Good. Okay, we are going to come back to that goblet squat and repeat those 3 exercises again before we put all 3 areas of our body together for one little finisher. Okay, goblet squat. Go back to my heavier weight. Turn your toes out. Okay, weight in front of you. 3, 2, 1. Down. And halo. And halo. Down. Remember, chest forwards, nipples forwards, not looking down at the floor. Good. And if you remember, you breathe out on the effort, blow on the go. There's 20 seconds done. Come into a march if you need to. Yes, that's a good way of remembering it. Blow as you go. Now, it is difficult. There's 30 seconds rest if you want to. It is difficult sometimes to know when the effort is. Is it on the up or the down? And there we go. There's our 40 seconds done. Now, okay. Down onto the floor for fire hydrants and the bear. I'm just going to move my mat till we get. Okay, so on all fours, check down at your knees. Are they hip width apart, or if you put them in too close together? If we put them in too close together, it's nowhere near as strong on your abs and core when you do this. Hands on your shoulders, back not arched, nice flat back, deep breath in, breathe out and lift. And lift, okay, and then that bear lift, just enough to pull a 50-pound note out from under your knees. Just enough. I'll give you a 20-second shout for those of you stopping. And there's 20 seconds, so rest. Lift and lift. There's 30 seconds. Stop and rest. Keep going if you're going for the 40. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Well done. There's the 40 seconds. Okay. What are we doing again? Oh yeah, the kneeling plank with the upright row. So grab your weights. Now, perhaps those of you who are feeling a little bit more, oh, I can do this. Oh, I might do this. You might, if you wish to, try and do 20 seconds in a full plank. Like that, and then for the 10 or 20 seconds after that, come down into a kneeling plank. You ready to push yourself? Don't do it if you're new to this. Okay, start where you're at and go from there. We don't want anybody getting injured, but I do want to just motivate you to think, can I push a little bit harder? Okay, let me get you into that kneeling plank position. We come up into a full plank and then drop your knees, uncurl your toes. 3, 2, 1. Pull up one weight. Pull up the other weight, lift, nice and stable. What we're trying not to do is to get your hips to move as you go from side to side. There's 20 seconds, resting now or changing position if perhaps you have decided to do the full plank. There we go, there's 30 seconds, rest if you want to. Okay, we've got 5 seconds more. 3, 2, 1, and there you go. Let's just have a little bit of a rock forwards and backwards. Whoo, whoo, whoo. There we go. Okay, now, in each of those exercises, we've had various different areas of your body working. In this final exercise, the curtsy lunge with a knee lift, everything's working. So you're going to have a go and see how it feels for you, depending on your knees and how much of this sort of stuff you've done, depends on how low you go. I'll show you from the front and I'll show you from the back. We're going to do a curtsy lunge with a knee lift and a weight. So I've got a weight I'm holding close to my body. I'm going to take one leg and put it behind and beside the other leg. I come up, take the weight over my head, and then lift that leg. Let me show you that again on the other side. We go down, up, lift. Okay, I'll show you from behind so you can see. Okay, we go down, up, and lift. We go down, up, and lift. And if your downs and ups are in a different time from me, fine, not a problem at all. Again, if you've got shoulder issues, keep the weight here, don't do the up and down. And if you've got knee issues, instead of taking your leg right out there, take it behind a little bit, but don't do the bend. So go for that movement. Okay? Always adaptations we can make to make sure that you're working well. Right, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, or 40 seconds. We're doing this twice. This is our last exercise. Let's have a go. 3, 2, 1. So down, up, and down, up. It's that, whoops, she says wobbly. It's that knee drive that's getting your obliques to work. We've got arms and legs going on. We're just coming up for 20 seconds now. There's 20 seconds, so rest, walk on the spot if you're stopping. Okay, you're just coming up for 30 seconds now. Rest if you need to. But can we do this last 10 seconds? I'm puffing now. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Well done, give your legs a shake. Now you should feel a tingle in your tush. Your arms should be feeling it. You should be feeling it in your waist a little bit. There's a lot going on when we do that. We're going to do it once more, and then we're going to do a quick stretch off, and that's you done. What I'd love to know, if you're following this live, is where you're watching it from. Have you done something like this before? Is this what you expected? So at the end, do put in the comments where you're from. Did you watch it from your bed? Did you join in? Have you got shoulder issues? Is this the sort of workout that you like? We would love to know. Right, final one. 3, 2, 1. Down and up. And the frost's just starting to melt outside in my garden. My gosh, it was so frosty last night. In fact, we had snow last night, just briefly. The garden was all covered in snow again. Just for a few minutes. 5 seconds more to get us to the 20. There you go, there's 20 seconds. Walk on the spot if you want to. But will you go to 30 with me? Yeah. Okay, there's 30 seconds. Walk on the spot. If you want to. I need my porridge. Okay, there's 30 done. We got 10 seconds more. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Woo! Well done. There we go. One 30-minute workout with some rests that we can make harder or easier. Right, let's just do a little bit of a stretch, particularly of these glutes. Everybody stretches their glutes in different ways. You can do them sitting down on the floor. One way that I quite like is just to pull my knee up and pull it in. If that's not enough of a stretch for you, you can pull your knee up and come to this sort of position, and then a little bit of a bend forwards. She says try not to wobble, like that increases the stretch here. And you can do glute stretches sitting on the floor like this, if that's preferable for you. When I used to coach running, we used to call this the teddy stretch for children. Hug your teddy in, and you should feel a nice stretch here in your glutes. So do make sure that you do that. And then obviously, because we don't want you to be wonky, make sure you do it on the other side. The stretches, 10-ish seconds should always be enough at the end of a workout to do each individual stretch for. You can go for longer. It takes about 10 seconds for your stretch receptors for your body to go, ooh, all right then. So about 10 seconds. And we only do these static stretches at the end of a workout. So when you see people about to go out for a run, or they're sort of standing there and doing all these static stretches, you don't want to stretch until you've got everything warmed up. What else are we going to do? Let's just do your quads. Hold on to something if you need to. Pull up this leg. Yeah, otherwise it's a bit like picking up an elastic band off a table and just stretching it and expecting it not to snap. So we need to get everything nicely perfused, full of fresh blood. There we go, 10 seconds on now, on this quad and on the other one. If you've got dodgy knees and you find this stretch difficult to do, little tip is to pull your leg up with your other hand, pull it across. It doesn't stretch your knee in quite the same way. Little tip that might help. There we go. Lovely, so it's 8:30, we are done. I hope you have a really good day. As I say, do please comment whether you liked it, hated it. Comment quietly if you hated it. Come back if you want more of this sort of stuff. It's always interesting to know. I'm actually going to go off for a run now. I'm on holiday for 2 weeks, so I'm going to go for a run. It's -2, but it's sunny and gorgeous. Let me know what you're doing, and I will look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks, girls. Bye.